everyone, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I am pregnant. I'm currently in my second trimester and I wanted to share with you guys my first trimester pregnancy symptoms. I felt 12 symptoms during my first trimester, but surprisingly, morning sickness and nausea wasn't one of them. Thank goodness. I don't know how I would have been like if I had morning sickness, but I'm glad I don't have to know because I just did not go through it at all. And if you did, honestly, God bless your soul. I don't know how you survived. I'm gonna start off with being hungry 24/7, and when I say 24/7, I meant every single hour of the day I was hungry. My stomach was like this endless pit that could not be filled. I was eating every single hour. It didn't matter how big or small my meals were. I was just always hungry. Even in the middle of the night, I would be hungry. And I have never eaten this much food in my whole entire life. Aside from being hungry 24/7, I did have food aversions. I hated eggs and bread. I had scrambled eggs every single morning for as long as I could remember, but during my first trimester, it was just something that irks me. The look of it, the smell of it, the taste of it, the texture. I just could not deal with scrambled eggs anymore. I just can't, not even till this very moment in my second trimester. First time I hated bread in my first trimester, I actually wanted to puke. It was just gross. It was dry. I couldn't like down the bread. I just hated every single moment of eating that piece of bread. But for some reason, I still kept going. I did not want to waste it. But after that day, I did not eat bread during my first trimester. The fatigue that I felt during my first trimester was honestly so crazy. I was physically and mentally exhausted from doing absolutely nothing. First thing in the morning, when I would have my breakfast and get ready and just being up for 45 minutes, I would be so tired that I already needed a nap. Even after work, even though I am just known for always taking naps after work, I would take 3-hour naps and still actually be able to sleep at night, which is crazy because that is something I couldn't do prior to pregnancy, but that is how exhausted I would be. And on the weekend, all I would do is sleep. I would get up, have breakfast, go to sleep, do the dishes, go to sleep, watch some TV, and then go to sleep. Do some chores, fold the clothes, I would go back to sleep. My whole entire Christmas holiday, I basically just slept. I left the house probably twice during the Christmas holidays, and that was it. All I did was sleep because I was just so exhausted. Oh my goodness, the bloating is absolutely crazy. I was more bloated than anything else during my first trimester, and my mom would be like, why do you look so big already? You're only like 10 weeks pregnant. How do you already look so big? I'm like, Mom, it's the bloating. It doesn't matter how small I eat. I am just always bloated. The bloat is absolutely crazy. The bloat did not settle down up until my second trimester. I did not know that I was going to be peeing this much so early on in my pregnancy, considering how small the fetus is. Yeah, no, I was peeing all the time. I felt like I always had to pee. And then there are times when I would pee and it's just a little tinkle, but it felt like my bladder was so full, but then it wasn't. Crazy. I did not know that I would have that feeling so early on in my pregnancy. My sense of smell was so good. It was so distinct. Sadly, it wasn't always the best thing that I would smell, but my sense of smell was like impeccable. I would smell things that Renee would not be able to smell. I would smell something that my neighbor was cooking 5 doors down. That was how good my sense of smell was. I did not know this was going to happen so early on into pregnancy, considering how, I mean, it's just the first trimester. It's only the first 3 months. How did my boobs get so big already? Like, I already have to buy new bras, which is honestly so crazy. But the craziest thing out of all of this, my breasts getting bigger, is my areolas. Why are they getting so big so early on? And they're getting dark. It's really, really weird. Areolas are just weird in general, but when you go through pregnancy, it just gets even weirder. I noticed that my body temperature was rising. I realized that I could not wear long sleeves at home because I would be sweating, and it would only be like 20 degrees inside our home and the heater is off. I had to turn off the heater because I was burning up. Now, I don't want to say it's hot flashes because it's definitely not, but my body just felt so hot. I would have to wear a t-shirt around the house. When I'm sleeping, I would have to sleep under the vent. And I would not use a blanket at night. That is how hot my body got. But it's not hot flashes though. My body temperature was just on the rise. Another symptom I did not know I was going to feel so early on in my pregnancy: lower back pain. Why? Because the fetus, I mean, is pretty small. I didn't realize I was going to feel lower back pain, and I thought it was just maybe the way that I was sleeping or my anterior placenta. I told my OB that I was feeling lower back pain and my suspicions to why I'm getting lower back pain, and she's like, no, it's just a pregnancy. You know, pregnant women want to come up with all these different things to why they are having lower back pain, and it's none of those things aside from just being pregnant. She said it's just pregnancy. That's all that it is. Your body is just going through all these changes and your organs are moving around and all that stuff. That is why you are feeling lower back pain. But it also doesn't help that when I'm at work, the furniture is like half my size, so I do have to bend down majority of the time. So lower back pain was pretty bad early on in pregnancy. Hormonal acne. I am someone who does not really get any acne at all because my skin is on the dry side, but all of a sudden I'm just getting acne here and there on my forehead, on my hairline. I had some acne. It only lasted about like maybe 2-3 weeks, but it was just something that really caught me off guard because I'm just someone who doesn't really get acne in general. Headaches, another thing that I don't usually get, but I have felt it here and there throughout my first trimester, probably once or twice a week. It's not too bad. I would say they're just mild headaches, and it would just give me, you know, a sense of discomfort and all that. It was never really too bad where I had to take like a day off from work, but it's just something that I had felt that I'm not really used to. And lastly, the one symptom that no pregnant woman wants to ever have, which is spotting. I had spotting on the very last week of my first trimester. It wasn't that bad or anything like that, but the one time I decided to turn on the lights to go pee, that is when I had some spotting. When I wiped, I was like, what is this? Why am I bleeding? Why do I have spotting? And I knew that spotting could be something that is normal, but then at the same time, a whole bunch of what ifs started running through my mind, and I just could not help but think of the worst. And so my OB instructed me to go to Emerge. Everything was okay. They took blood work. We saw the baby, and just everything was okay. So there you guys have it. That is my first trimester pregnancy symptoms. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope in some way, somehow, this video is helpful to anyone who's planning on getting pregnant or is in their first trimester and they're trying to navigate through their symptoms. So if you guys enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, go do that right now. We'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.